All right, perfect. My name is Jim Shelvy. I'm the president and one of the co-founders of NexCore and all of our fantastic companies. And one of the things that we've started doing, and I absolutely love it, is we interview one of our members each week and we highlight what they do. But more than what they do, we highlight who they are. And today I'm honored to be sitting here with Hayley. So, Hayley, tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll just get into it.
All right. My name is Hayley Johnson. I am doing a lot here in St. Louis. My 9 to 5 is I am the program director of a entrepreneur support organization called Gateway Venture Mentoring Service. I am a blogger and social media influencer for the gluten-free community because I have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease that prevents my body from properly ingesting gluten. And I am also working to establish a dog park in the Benton Park neighborhood.
Awesome. So can I just ask the obvious question?
Yep.
What's gluten? Not everybody knows what gluten is, and I hear it, and a lot of people are afraid to ask, so enlighten me.
Okay, so gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, barley, malt, rye, and a bunch of other GMOs that are really hard to pronounce, and I only know them when I see them, and I couldn't spell them if I had to.
What is a GMO?
Genetically modified organism.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
So like blends of, like, I think the one that I can think of is like triticale, and it's a blend of like barley and wheat or something. I could have completely made that up. I don't know. But basically, wheat, barley, malt, and rye are the four main glutens. And so, yeah, that's what a gluten is.
So lots of people have things, right? We all have ailments. We all have
Right.
problems. Why are you so passionate about creating awareness and influencing those around celiac disease and specifically gluten-free living?
So it is a chronic autoimmune disease. There is no cure. The only treatment for celiac disease is adhering to a 100% gluten-free diet. But it is also what we consider an invisible illness. So you wouldn't know right now that I am suffering from being glutened. I was at a wedding on Saturday. They did not give me a completely gluten-free meal. I did not know that because they told me it was gluten-free. And I am really, really sick right now. So super bad bloating, digestive issues. I've had a migraine for a few days. I've got my Spanx on to a little bit hide the bloating.
I got mine.
Jam. So yeah, I'm sick right now. I am not feeling great. And so people have a perception of if you're sick, you need to look sick.
Right.
And so there are a lot of things that people in the whole invisible illness realm deal with that people kind of push aside. There's been lots of jokes about being gluten-free because it did become a fad diet for a little while.
Right.
I promise you, if you're eating gluten-free like cookies and snacks, they're still cookies and snacks, so they're not going to make you lose weight. So I think it's important just to build a community. There's a lot of mental side effects that come with being gluten-free and having celiac disease. The feeling of isolation, the feeling of being different than other people. It's hard to go anywhere, like a party or out to eat without maybe getting sick and having to run to the restroom every few minutes. Or like violently vomiting at the table or something. There's 300 symptoms to celiac disease, and not every single person has the exact same response. So it's really hard to diagnose, and there is no cure.
Wow. So what are some examples of common things that I would have no problem like eating, since I don't have celiac or any intolerance to gluten? What are some common things that I would eat that people are oftentimes like, wow, that's got gluten in it?
Beer.
Well, I heard barley and hops, right?
Yes.
So that's
not hops, but barley.
Barley.
Beer, bread, pasta. Lots, like soy sauce has wheat in it. It's fermented from wheat. Some spices have wheat fillers in them. Lindor Lindt truffles have barley in them for some reason. It's like a chocolate. I don't know why it has barley in it. I learned that one the hard way. It's really in snacks, like some chips have it, some like cookies, like anything that's baked, really. Breads,
really?
Cookies, cakes, pretzels.
So what's an alternative? So you don't eat sandwiches?
No. I was never a huge sandwich eater. Didn't love sandwiches before. But They do make gluten-free alternatives, a lot of times with a corn or a rice blend of flours. The flours have really expanded in the last couple of years. There are some ancient grains like sorghum that are an alternative, cassava flour, coconut flour. So
I didn't know coconuts had a flour.
No, they don't. You grind up the coconut to make flour. You can use crickets. You can grind up crickets and make flour out of it, which is a really fun alternative. There is this company called Chirps, and they make chips out of crickets, and their like slogan is "Eat bugs," and I think it's hilarious. They're actually really tasty.
So I just saw one of the alternative milks now that's really big is cockroach milk.
You're lying.
I'm not. I just heard this like 2 days ago. So
No, thank you.
somebody
I'll pass on that one.
that's watching live, look up cockroach milk and put it in the comments so other people can see it. So I can't do it. Hands are tied up.
No, thank you.
But cockroach milk.
No.
It reminds me of, what's that movie, Meet the Fockers?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you have to see it. It's about
I know what it is, though.
milking kittens. And
Oh, yeah.
I just imagine trying to milk
That's
a
not
cockroach.
how you make most milk alternatives.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So tell me about Gateway Venture Mentoring Services.
So we are an entrepreneurial support organization, or an ESO is what we call them in St. Louis. We do free team-based mentoring on a model that was created at MIT in the early 2000s. Some fine men from the WashU Medical School went to Boston and said, hey, let's bring this model of mentoring to St. Louis. They said yes, and in 2007 we started the first affiliate of MIT VMS. Since then, they've opened 75 global VMS models all over the Netherlands, Japan, France, a bunch of different ones in the United States. And from that, we've built out our programming to support other types of entrepreneurs. So we are the United States Patent and Trademark Office's administrator for Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, and Missouri. Had to think that one through. So 5-state region for inventors that are at 300% of the poverty line or below who are looking to patent an invention. So if you're in Nebraska and you are at 300% of the poverty line, which is about $36,000+ a year for one person household, and you have an invention but you can't afford an attorney, you come to me. You fill out your application. There's a tiny little fee that just kind of secures your spot in the program and know you're actually going to follow through with the program, and I don't have to track you down every day. And then you get a free patentability opinion and art search done on your invention to see how likely the USPTO is to patent your organization. And then based on that, we try to match you with an attorney in one of the 5 states. And then
you pay the services of the attorney?
No, it's 100. So the attorneys prosecute the patent process for free because it is a pro bono program. So you pay the initial admin fee, and then you do not pay for the art search or the attorneys if you get placed with one. The only payment you have to pay at the end is the filing fees at the USPTO office.
Wow, which is savings of significant amounts of money for anybody that's tried to patent.
If you're
something.
a solo inventor, say you don't have a business, you just have this idea and you want to patent it, you only pay $50 admin fee. That $50 for a patentability opinion is like insane.
Right.
Some people will charge thousands of dollars for that. So it really is, at the end of the day, one of my favorite programs. I think it is really good for people to be able to protect their intellectual property. It's just patents, it's not copyrights or trademarks, but it's a really great program. There's chapters all throughout the United States, so if you're watching from a different state, go to the USPTO's Patent Pro Bono site and click on the map of the state you're in, and it'll take you to the link of the organization that does this in your state.
And if it's one of those 5 states, it's going to be you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Give me a call.
So you've got, I don't know, I kind of lost track of what you said, but 100+ locations of VMS all over?
75.
75 okay.
Global ones, so not just in the United States. It's all over.
Gotcha. How are you funded?
Great question. So, most of the VMS models are housed under a larger anchor institution, like obviously MIT universities, large corporations, science programs, and so we are one of the only, or maybe the only one, that is an independent 501c3. We started off under WashU. WashU sent us on our happy little way. Then we were with I-10 under the title of Innovate VMS, or Innovate St. Louis, and then About 4 or so years ago, we became just Gateway VMS. So we've been through quite a few name changes, but we've been the same organization since 2007. And so we are funded through several different opportunities. Our 50 volunteers are huge donors and supporters of the organization. We are beyond thankful for their donations. I think this past year, 80% of our volunteers donated to the organization, which was great. Then we have grant funding through the USPTO. So the patent program is grant funded and pays very generously for our work that we do. And then other grants, and the program fee that's from the patent program helps a little. We were funded by the MTC funding, but I don't know how much you know about MTC. It was cut. The funding was cut like 90-something% by Governor Greitens to move that funding to focus on high-growth, late-stage startups instead of early-stage startups like it was originally. So that severely hurt the entrepreneurial community in St. Louis because a lot of us were funded through MTC. And so some of the organizations here in St. Louis, so if you'd like to donate, let me know.
Yes, more contact information below. So how long have you been with Gateway?
A year. Yep.
So did you officially celebrate your anniversary? Or
Not yet. I think it's July 4th or 5th, I guess. Gotcha. We'll start on 4th of July.
Very cool. So tell us about life outside of Gateway and outside of gluten-free living. Who are you?
I'm a dog person, so I have 2 rescues, Bradley and Maggie. Bradley is a little over 5. Maggie is who knows how old. She's crazy. She's probably 2-ish. She gave me this scratch on my neck.
That was an upcoming question, so we'll check that one off the list.
Yeah, she scratched me yesterday. She wanted to give me kisses. So I love rescue animals. I love helping out the rescue community. Bradley's from the Belleville Area Humane Society because I'm originally from Belleville, Illinois. Maggie is from Gateway Pet Guardians here in St. Louis. We are working on starting a dog park in Fremont Park in the Benton Park neighborhood. It's on Lynch between Salina and Wisconsin. I think that's right. Yeah, Salina and Wisconsin. It's a small little park that is being used as an off-leash dog park anyway, and it's very dangerous for the pets that are off-leash, the pets that are walking by that are on-leash, and also people and children that are around. There's a playground right there. So we have put our application in with the Parks Department. We got about 300 and something, maybe more signatures of people in the neighborhood in support. And yeah,
Do you still need more signatures?
No, so sufficient? Actually it was kind of weird. The application from the city, we only needed 25, which we didn't feel was our due diligence. We wanted to get as many as possible to show that there is actual support. We have 25 people probably on our committee, so we could have just done that and
been done.
Yeah, but we are out at every single Benton Park Summer Concert Series with a tent, selling merchandise and giving information on the park. We do a few fundraising events throughout the year, like Downward Dog for the Dogs, a yoga event partnered with a local nonprofit that's called Breath of Yoga St. Louis. And so some of the proceeds goes to her nonprofit for affordable and therapeutic yoga. And then the other portions go to our dog park. Because we are in a historic neighborhood, our fencing and everything has to be to historic standards. So our fence is going to be very, very expensive, and because it is city land, we have to be 100% funded before they'll build.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what kind of funding goals do you have for that?
It's going to be around $50,000, I believe. We've recently reduced the size of the park to cater to the needs of the neighborhood. We staked off the entire area that we originally wanted, and it was huge and it was unnecessary to make it that big. And now St. Agnes Senior Living is right behind where the park is going to be, hopefully, and they wanted to be able to see some of the park, so now it's behind so that their garden area looks out just into the park and not a fence with dogs running around in it, which would be completely fine for me, but I know it's not everything. Not everybody loves looking at dogs running around and fighting, playing, not fighting, but play fighting.
How do people, if someone wants to donate that, I'm assuming you've started raising money
Yeah.
for that, so Is there a link where they can go and make a donation that we could put into the comments?
Yes, so we have a Facebook page and a GoFundMe. We also are doing a brick fundraiser, so if you want to engrave your dog or your dad or like NexCore on a brick, you can donate a brick, and then the bricks are going to go in an area of the park. So you can, I don't know, if you want a memorial for a dog or loved one, or you just want to put something wacky on a brick and stick it in the park, we'll take your money. And so,
awesome. How much is a brick? Well, that's a loaded question.
I think they're around 40-ish.
Okay.
They're not like obnoxious. And then there is an option to like, you can get like a replica brick for yourself or a certificate, or add on an additional donation to the brick. And so, or you can, if you like, donate in person and say, I want a brick, we can do that for people through our site.
Gotcha. So as an employee of Gateway, one of the things that we try and do with this series and with this program is to let people know that the struggle is real, right? Businesses go through a lot. Your business is now going through a lot with the funding shifts. What are some lessons that you might be able to share with entrepreneurs that are either starting their journey, stuck in their journey, somewhere along the way? What can you share from your knowledge?
I am big into like the fail forward approach. So many people are afraid of failure. I have failed plenty of times in my pursuits to implement processes at Gateway, and also with my e-commerce site through my blog and just different things with the dog park. But I try to get people to see, if you didn't take that step, you would have never known that it didn't fail, and you didn't learn any lessons. So entrepreneurs should not be afraid of failure. We build on failure, and we learn lessons, and we fail forward, not backwards.
That's absolutely part of the process. I don't think anyone's ever said it better than that. So in closing, just, is there anything that you want to share that people maybe don't know about Hayley that should?
Just bought a Harley Davidson bright orange golf cart. So if you see me and my boyfriend Sam riding around the neighborhood in our bright orange Harley golf cart, give us a honk, say hi.
Where's the Harley Davidson golf cart right now?
At my house, down the street.
So, but if anybody wants to come to NexCore, you're willing to go get it and drive people around the neighborhood?
For a low fee.
Just covering the cost of gas plus the $50
we'll call it the
trip charge.
goober, the golf cart Uber.
The goober. All right, well, that's all I had today. Anything else?
Follow me on Instagram at sociable celiac.
All right. Phone number for Gateway Venture Mentoring Services, or do you know? Can we put it in the link below?
314-862-4867.
And who should reach out to you?
Anyone looking to grow their business, start their business, scale their business, or get an invention patent.
All right. Last couple things I have to ask. I don't want you to break anything down, but just notable hashtags to look forward to find you. So there's hashtag what?
GFAF Life. GFAF, STL bloggers, gluten-free STL, STLGF. I am all over the internet. I kind of change my hashtags. I don't think I even hashtag the sociable celiac on each one of my posts. I probably should do that, but I don't. Yeah, I kind of just, whatever I'm feeling in the hashtags.
Where are you? I forgot to ask you this. Where are you from originally?
Belleville, Illinois.
Okay, so you're an Illinois girl.
Mm-hmm. But only I grew up 15 miles from the Arch, so close. I grew up coming to St. Louis, Cardinals game, the old spaghetti factory.
Oh, all great landmarks. So that leads me to a question. What is your favorite landmark if people come to St. Louis, besides the obvious, the Arch, Busch Stadium, things like, what do people need to see in St. Louis? What's some of your favorite places to go?
The City Museum. They have a bar in there, good for adults and kids alike. I'm little, so I can scurry through all the things. My 6'3" boyfriend hates the City Museum because he bumps his head and can't fit in the things. But you can find him at the bar and me running around in there. I think the City Museum is so much fun. There's so much to do. They're always changing it. There was an aquarium in there for a bit. I don't know if it's still in there. I love the City Museum. I love downtown. People do not go downtown enough, and I am very passionate about spending our money downtown to boost up the economy and make it as great as it can be.
Have you ever ridden a line bike?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I love line bikes. They're so much fun.
Where's the best place to pick up a line bike?
I am fortunate that they are usually lined on my street in Benton Park, so I can
just grab one and go.
Yeah, grab one and go. Awesome. You can't shift the gears though, so if you're going uphill, you may struggle, like I do.
Oh, so it's just like one gear.
Yeah, there's no gear shifting.
Nice.
You may find me walking a line bike up a hill.
Anything else we need to know?
Head to Pieces, St. Louis, the board game bar in Soulard. That's another place I love.
You like to hang out there?
I love board games.
All right, we'll give a shout out to Pieces in the comments below. So, Hayley, thank you so much for being here. Follow her on the social celiac.
Sociable.
Sociable.
Celiac.
That's SOCIABLE.
Celiac. CELIAC.
Perfect. And again, this is Jim Shelvy from NexCore. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you tuning in this week and every week.
Bye.
Bye.